Yo guys, I'm Truzuo, and today we're reacting to more Let's Game It Out in his Satisfactory series. We're seeing what other stuff he gets up to and what other things he breaks. If at any point in this video you enjoy it and want to see more, feel free to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it.
Hey there, welcome back to Let's Game It Out. I am Josh, this
Hey,
is
Josh.
Satisfactory, where normal people make awesome streamlined factories, but that's not what I'm going to be doing.
Yep, he does not do that at all.
Already. I did this mess of a conveyor belt system. I also
Dude, it always amazes me how it lags.
System, and then I made this tornado.
Dude, look at that. That's like 2 frames. Oh, that's like 1.
We have a lot of tiers we can unlock to unlock new kinds of equipment and gear. Last time we also found a wreckage site, which was kind of cool, so we have these hard drives that we can analyze, which we'll do at some point if I remember. And last we left off, we unlocked being able to use coal power, which is pretty cool because we can drill it and then we can automate sending the coal straight to a
that's
power
so cool.
plant, which then powers the drill, which then keeps it going. So it's this perpetual powering machine, and we're kind of far away from home base, so we need to figure out how to get all this coal back.
Dude, look at how laggy that is.
So let's see what we can do. I've got some ideas here. All right, we're gonna find a way to get this conveyor belt all the way down there. I'm just gonna keep clicking until I find a spot that works. There we go. There we go. While we work on getting the coal sorted out, let's also make sure to keep upgrading this guy. Now we're gonna upgrade to improved melee combat.
Ooh, what is that?
Allow us to buy this now. Let's go
A Xeno Basher. Looks like a taser.
Oh, look at that, huh? Ooh, jeez. Can't wait to beat up some wildlife with this thing. All right, so I've gone ahead and connected a conveyor belt here that goes ahead and sends this all the way home. Let me give you the quick tour. It really couldn't be more simple. You know, you just follow this down. We had to give it a nice gradual slope. Wouldn't be us if there weren't at least a couple of turns. Eventually, the coal takes you down this lovely
so
pathway,
inefficient.
what I like to call the conveyor weave. A beautiful...
Dude, what is this, Josh? How the heck do you think of this? This makes no sense. Where does it come out to? Where does it go to your base? It literally just looks like it's in a gigantic crater. He's got are these death boxes down here, or what? I don't know what that is. This is like some next level stuff. Like, how the heck do you think of this? And then he's got storage containers over there. Let's see what he says.
Interwoven masterpiece. Let's do a quick tour so we can see.
It's like a blanket or a quilt. Like this.
The coal's gonna go through each and every one of these, and once it completes its journey, God knows how long that's gonna take.
Oh God!
It's only on the second little row. It's got to go through.
Dude,
all of
look
this.
at that! And then it got snakes out. There it goes.
The landing point, which is right here, and then all we need to do is follow this beautiful little conveyor belt, and then a nice standard bob and weave pattern.
Like the yellow brick road.
I do mean all the way home. We're gonna replace all of our biomass burners, which at this point I think we have like 6 or 7 of them. We're gonna replace those with coal generators. So we need to create the splitting system so each one gets enough coal, but also so we can separate coal and use it for other crafting. First things first is one conveyor splitter. Put that right about there. And we're actually gonna have a second one too, which we'll put a little further down here. And we'll.
I hate how he doesn't line it up. It's always crooked or off to the center. To
face it out like that. Connect
my OCD
from here to here, and then we're gonna set up 3 coal generators right here. 1 and 2 and 3.
Like those are aligned.
Set this conveyor belt to go all the way over to this guy, because once again we're just not normal. Great, so each one of these guys in theory is going to be able to get a little bit of power. That's the hope anyway. The last thing on tier 4 that we can unlock is Logistics Mark III, which is going to require us to make motors, which is somewhat more complex if we want to automate it. We would need to take our rotors, which are already being made, and we also need to connect them to stators. To make stators, we need to make steel pipes, and to make steel pipes, we just need steel ingots. Steel ingots are made with iron ore and coal.
Never ending. You need certain things for certain things to make one thing.
You need a machine that takes those steel ingots and turns them into steel pipe, and then that steel pipe is going to have to be fed into a machine that's also making wire to then make the stators, and then we're going to have to send the stators to the same place that's making our rotors, and those together will make the motors. So let's get started.
Yes.
That hard. We also have to give the space elevator some stuff, including some motors as well as some modular frames. Modular frames we don't quite have 500 of, but it shouldn't be too hard to make. After all, to make modular frames, all we have to do is combine reinforced iron plate and iron rods, which we can also automate. You know what I almost forgot about? Those hard drives. Here, have a hard drive.
Yeah, let's see what this does.
Analyzing that. Tell me something amazing.
That's 10 minutes.
Analysis of the hard drive is completed. No new research is available. Try again later after further progress.
Interesting.
Your NA has been returned to you. But then it offers me this stuff. It offers me like an alternate blueprint. How about this one?
Interesting.
This looks good. Because we're going to need iron ore, which is currently coming out here, we're just going to use this little splitter right here here and pull some of the iron ore out to use over on our other machine. Because this miner only pulls out this ore so fast, and then it's split 3 different ways, which means none of them are really getting enough ore. We're gonna upgrade this guy to a miner Mark II.
Ooh, let's see how fast this is.
This guy out of existence. Now we put the new miner Mark II.
I like how it snaps. That's convenient.
Now we reconnect the conveyor belt. Look at that. That's much better. Like, it's not perfect, but at least everything's getting a little bit more. Oh my god, the coal finally showed up.
Jesus.
Oh my god. So I timed it for the coal to get
dude, look at that.
From the beginning to the end.
Dude, look how it's almost laggier than the cone and tornado thing he built. It's so bad. Let's see how long it takes to get all the way over here.
And it takes 3 hours.
Bro,
not make some change.
Bro, 3 hours? That has got to be the most inefficient way of like anything I've ever seen. That is terrible.
On the starting side.
Look at that.
The conveyor belt cyclone you can't look at without the frame rate dying. Well, we're running out of places to go where that's not the case.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful sight. Not
look at that.
We have the conveyor belt, but we have the vortex in the background. I'm surprised my computer isn't literally on fire.
Yeah, I don't know how that is.
Hands. It's
like
frames of
it's like waving
back and forth, going. This seems like a good idea.
No, Josh.
Sure,
oh no.
The vehicle's not gonna have a problem. Can we ride on this? Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna use this as our 1 frame per second tour vehicle. Well, to nobody's surprise, we're stuck. Oh yeah, this is fantastic. Everything's getting plenty of power. And now right here where the iron ore and the coal is coming out, we're gonna put a foundry. Ta-da! And we'll connect that there.
So this combines resources to make steel.
We'll configure the machine, of course, to make steel ingots. Yep, there they are.
This is cool. Just as it's like the modded Minecraft pack I used to play back in the day.
And set this guy to make steel pipe. And for now, we're gonna have our steel pipe just go into one of these storage containers. In order to make the stators, we need to combine those pipes with wire, which is why we're back over here, where we're gonna run a conveyor belt.
I don't know how he remembers where all this stuff is. It's so disorganized.
Stuff vertically, which I totally get, but I like the idea of just making something as messy as possible. If it works, right? So now we have our wire on its way.
Dude, look at it.
It's down an assembler. Looks beautiful as always. Crissy-crossy the conveyor belts like that. Not a prerequisite, at least not for most. For me, it is. Watch as the pipes and the wires crisscross all excitedly, and we're gonna tell this machine to make stators, and there they are. Would you look at that? And the last glorious step for making motors is we need to connect this with the machine that's making our rotors. So this container here has our rotors. We'll just run it over here. Oh yeah, rotors, come on down. So now we've got the rotors and the stators right next to each other. We gotta put the one thing into the hole for the other thing, which is gonna involve yet another assembler right there. Little crissy-crossy later. Everything's going into the places where they're supposed to go, and we'll set this machine to make motors. And there we go. We've got motors coming out. We made a motor baby, and they'll just collect in there until we have 500 million zillion of them. And the whole thing is automated. We don't have to. Dude,
look at every time I see it in the background, it just makes me laugh.
That will automatically make these modular frames, which is reinforced iron plate and iron rods. We're gonna do something similar like we just did. We're gonna go over where we have our iron rods coming out. We're gonna split it out. We're gonna have it aim next to the thing that's making the enforced plating. So way over here we have our reinforced iron plate, and this is the wildly convoluted place where we have a bunch of rods coming in and out of nowhere. So we're just gonna split off from here, and as always put an assembler back here. There we go. So
I'm so surprised he has enough resources to do all this. It's like he split it like so many times.
Cyclone in the background as always. And yes, I know I could have had this all go in a straight line, but where's the fun in that? Now we're gonna tell this thing to make modular frames. We're gonna put another storage container up here that we're gonna feed everything back into. Can't have it getting too far away from me. I don't want to run a marathon just to find all my supplies. We now have enough stuff to unlock logistics.
Oh no, those are the conveyor belts.
Definitely do that. 1, 2, 3, launch. Pretty exciting. We have bigger storage containers, but most exciting is conveyor belt Mark III.
Let's see what he does with this.
One transports 60 resources.
What is this, 180?
But Mark III does a blazing 270.
Oh, 270? Oh no.
These coal plants are so awesome, and I have so much extra coal. I'm gonna go ahead and build 3 more plants right behind it. Let's put it right there, and there, and
they're actually in a line.
I'm gonna remove this guy here, and I'm gonna have 1 splitter here, and then those splitters are gonna split to there. This one will go like that, and this will connect to
this is the most even it's been. Oh, never mind.
Side goes over here, splits 3 ways, goes to these front guys, and this one will head into the back here, where there's going to be another splitter, and split 3 ways, going into the 3 machines back here. Now that we have all the coal power plants that take care of themselves, we can get rid of these biomass burners, because they require us to keep refilling them, and we don't need to deal with that anymore. So I feel like one of my choke points is how quickly the screws can come out of this machine. I kind of want to see what happens if we replace this conveyor belt with the Mark III. So let's get rid of the Mark I. Let's connect the Mark Mark III. Whoa.
That thing's moving. Holy.
My God. Wow, that's not screwing around. All right, you get with the times. You're slowing everything down here. I mean, how much?
That is so fast. Bro, his game's gonna lag even more. Imagine if you built the tornado out of this.
Pull you down.
All the resources on it.
While we wait, let's not forget to make everything the proper color. All we're really waiting on right now is to gather as much stuff as
Do you
we
paint
need
the
to shove
conveyor
into
belts?
the
That'd be
space
cool.
elevator. But that's no excuse to not have everything be color coordinated. What about you? Can I color you? No? You'll be back. Oh boy, the time has finally come. Took a little while, but we got our 500 modular frames and our 150 motors. Let's just pile all this crap in here and see what happens. All right, we got all of our supplies in. Now let's go from load to seal. There it goes. Okay, is it secure now?
What is he unlocking now?
Okay. Bye. Have fun in space. Let me know if you can see the vortex from there. All right, well, that felt good. What now? Unavailable in early access, damn it.
Oh.
So launching that stuff into orbit has unlocked new tiers, which gives us some pretty
5 and
exciting new
6.
stuff. My God. Wow, this gets
Oil.
real. And an even bigger
Oh, that
truck,
looks
Be
sick.
Still my heart. Oh my God, and a Mark IV conveyor
Oh, no.
belt. Well, and oh my God, a jetpack.
Oh,
That's
no.
been a lot of fun. I've got some ideas for how we can top
Dude,
the
look at
lead.
how
So thanks for
laggy it
watching.
is.
Head on back for more Satisfactory
It's
soon, and I will
so
see you
laggy.
next time.
Thanks, Josh. Well, he definitely decided to make things even worse. He finally got rid of all of his biomass and turned into coal. And in the process, he used the Mark III conveyor belts to absolutely start ramping up what he is doing, and then built the giant 3-hour-long quilt of a blanket for his resources and his coal, which is just mind-blowing. I don't know why you'd make a resource take 3 hours to get to your base. That is just crazy. The dedication you have to even do that, or even think of doing that, is insane. So we'll see what he does next time. He's running out of things in the early access. So it seems he's got 5 and 6, and he's even got more crazier stuff, I bet, planned. So if you guys enjoyed it, leave a like. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.